What's up, everyone? Welcome into Gamesthetic, episode 94. I'm Oxlight with SparkE3. Hope you're having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you're listening or perhaps watching this podcast. Over at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SparkE3. Just like on the video, subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend. No Zach this week, which that's a first. That doesn't usually happen. So something catastrophic happened for him at work. I don't know what, but the way that he's built it up has made me immensely curious about what it is. But we'll follow back up on that later. But I do have John in studio. John, how you doing? How you feeling?
Hello. I'm doing pretty good.
Having a good day today?
No, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see if it gets better or not.
A little early to call.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. We don't have Zach here, but we do have someone else here. And when I say this, he's not here in a guest capacity just filling in. This guy is actually joining the show in a normal capacity as a host of the show. He's been on here once before. We've been meaning to get him back on recently, and it's just not kind of worked out where he can be on the show. But officially joining Gamesthetic, Jarod, how are you?
Hello, doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. Are you excited to officially join Gamesthetic? It's been a bit.
Yeah, it's just, good to see you guys, really.
That's true.
We'll see about it. I'm gonna still consider this a trial run.
Okay. So it's up to John whether or not this happens.
It's either up to John or up to you. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, with Jarod joining the show, I mean, this is something that we've kind of talked about before and really wanted, where we want the show to continue to grow and just have more and more opinions. Josh from AniMan Plus should be set to join Gamestetic sometime in the future. In fact, shout out to his pillow. That's normally going to be Jarod's spot, but since Zach's not here, Jarod can get this spot. I'm trying to get the camera stuff down. I keep hitting the wrong buttons, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, it's SparkE3. What do you expect? But yeah, excited for Jarod to be part of the show.
This is what happens when we don't have Zach.
That's true. That's true.
I'm a poor replacement.
Or no, it's not even that. It's just like having me be in charge of this. That's why most of the time we're just wrong one. We're just gonna do this. We're just gonna do all cams. 9 times out of 10, I don't have all the other cameras set up where it's like one person's blown up. I'm not creating that. Once Zach takes back control of the cameras later on when we get to the other space, he can go wild with it. While I'm in charge of this, you don't want me in charge of this. It's gonna be constant problems, bro. But no, excited to have Jarod on the show as a normal host. Excited to get Josh on at some point in time, but looking forward to that. You'll see Jarod for the most part on most episodes. There'll be one that he'll randomly miss from time to time just because he's got on-call weekends, and plus he's living a DILF life right now, so he's got to attend to his DILFly duties. So may miss every once in a while with that. But for the most part, he should be on, which is dope, whether it be remote or here in studio. But if you could, sign up to our website, SparkE3.com. We definitely appreciate that. Got some video content here on the way outside of podcasting, so keep a lookout for that. It'll be available for early access over at the website. You can sign up for free or sign up for $5 a month. And as we said last episode, we have recently partnered with Rogue Energy. You can use our promo code SparkE3 to get 10% off on Rogue, which is dope. Use the referral link down in the description below. I'm having an absolutely great time with this. Currently, I'm up to 5 tubs. It's actually, I think, yeah.
I remember seeing the pictures of them.
I got the 5 tubs behind me. Love it. I mean, it's great. Lots of different options from just like the regular energy formula. You have like the hydration. You got shakes formulas as well. That's cool. As well as like what would be more like your pre-workout, the extreme. So lots of different options. Definitely check out Rogue. And support us. Support the boys. We've actually been getting some pretty decent sales, boys. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice.
More than I thought jumping into this partnership. And also, I was actually reached out for another partnership.
Really?
Yesterday. And this partnership I was reached out for actually applies to us here on this show versus the others. So it's like if I sign up to the partnership program, our promo code would probably just be like Gamestetic, not just SparkE3, because it only applies to us because it is video game related. It's like gaming grips for your controllers and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I had a company reach out to me for hey, like, do you want to sign up to our partnership program? I was like, yeah, I'll check it out. I was gonna order some grips first. They're only like $250 for a set of grips, and they have like multiple colors and designs. So I was gonna get the only options right now is for Xbox and PlayStation, no Switch ones, but I mean that's fine. I'll pick up some grips, test it out. And then maybe try to promote the product, have a good time. Go to all cams. I'm gonna figure out the buttons. Don't worry. Technically, we don't even need all cams, do we? We need the 3 cams, which also has our promo code and website information on the screen, so that's cool. But yeah, we were on a break last week, so we do have a little bit of break recap there. But before we jump into that, I do want to give a shout out to kind of start things off on a real world note here before we jump into all the video game stuff. Just a special shout out to say fuck cancer, because recently the video game world lost an absolute legend in the Minecraft space, being Technoblade. Passed away to cancer here recently after his long battle, and everyone has just paid a lot of tributes to him. Even obviously Minecraft itself. I think on the login screen currently, you know how it has like the little gold text off to the side of the small one. Like it currently has set up there like Technoblade never dies, whatever. Over to the side. Shout out to that. Also, shout out to all the fucking scumbags out there profiting off Technoblade's death because there's a lot of that right now.
How so? What the fuck?
Like just random clickbait channels that will like no shit. Like if you want a perfect breakdown, go check out Moist Critical's videos on it because he's done like 3 videos on this. But like there are channels that are literally uploading like no shit, like 27 videos about Technoblade's death. Just multiple people just like reacting to it and stuff. And they're profiting off of that. Like you click on the videos and stuff, they're getting paid for all of this. So it's just a real scummy situation. So fuck all them. Yeah. And also shout out T's and P's to one of my favorite video game writers. He's a video game writer for the Washington Post. Gene Park recently got diagnosed with cancer as well. So T's and P's there, but I think it's like they caught it very early on, so it should be fine. But he's one of my favorite writers I like to follow alongside of like the ones that we talk about here on the show, like Jason Schreier, Jeff Grubb, Andy Robinson, and Tom Henderson. Gene Park's kind of in that same realm. So the T's and P's there for sure. With that,
I was trying to figure out what T's and P's meant.
Oh yeah, thoughts and prayers.
So that took me a second.
Yeah. I didn't know until now. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into stuff. Start with the break week recap. Had some pretty interesting stuff pop out from the break week. Number one, first and foremost, was the Nintendo Direct Mini Partner Showcase, which is normally partner showcases stink like 9 times out of 10. This one was actually really good. Had a lot of great stuff in it. The main thing to take away from a gaming community standpoint is that Persona is now coming to the Switch, which is what we chatted about just a couple weeks ago. That's like, hey, that's kind of kind of needs to happen, Persona being a humongous JRPG and Nintendo Switch being such a major seller in Japan. It's like right there in their backyard. So massive there. It's the same kind of setup that it is for like Xbox right now, where Persona 5 Royal's coming out first, I think in November is what it is. And then Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable set to come out sometime next year. But either way, I mean, this is big. The other thing now, while that was the biggest thing from a gaming community standpoint, for me personally, the 2 biggest things come out of that partner direct. Number one, I think I actually pitched this a month or so ago. Was the Mega Man Battle Network collection. I am so pumped for this. So pumped for this, bro. It has every game in it, both variants, because that Battle Network took the approach of like Pokemon, where it was starting with, I think it was the third one, where they started coming out with 2 variants for it. So it was like Blue and White, and then it was Red Sun, Blue Moon, and then it was Proto Man and Colonel, and then the 2 Beasts. I forgot what they were called. But yeah, it took a Pokemon approach there. But that is coming out in a collection, which a lot of people were kind of waiting for because we already got like the original Mega Man games in a collection. You already got the X ones in a collection. So now there's this one. Now there is kind of some curiosity about like that physical release, because of the physical release, like for the Switch, that is. It's like, I think it's gonna be one of those cases where you're gonna have the cartridge, but you're also gonna have to download a portion of the game, which is kind of weird, instead of it just being all the games on one. But whatever. But that's coming out next year. Super pumped for that. And then like, it just blows me away that just the marketing behind this fucking game. But that trailer for Sonic Frontiers during that partner direct was the best thing that we've seen out of that game so far, and it's not even close. And it was just some like quick 2-minute trailer out of a partner direct versus all of this other marketing and press that Sega has been trying to do with IGN and this and that, whatever. That 2-minute trailer in just a random throwaway in the direct was the best thing out of that game yet. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, the partner showcase is actually pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie, it was actually pretty impressive. We did get a release date for Diofield Chronicle, that new tactics RPG from Square, kind of in the same styles like Triangle Strategy, Octopath Traveler, and stuff like that. That's coming out actually in September 22nd. John, is that one on your radar like it is mine?
I think it's more on your radar.
Okay.
I mean, the game looks great, but it's one of those where it looks good, but I'm unsure because I don't know. I was excited for Triangle Strategy, and then when I did get my hands on it, it's like I played through. I got like a third of the way through it,
right? And
then I was like, not really what I'm looking for right now.
Okay.
So maybe by the time this comes around, I'll be back into wanting to play one of those style games.
That's fair. I did see like all the additions released for it, and for a brand new IP, it's kind of sketchy to like maybe commit to buy like one of the big editions. It's like brand new IP. We've barely seen anything on it, but I did think that the highest edition that you can get, like whatever the collector's edition, I did think it was actually pretty sweet because it comes with a board game. It comes with a board game of like the world of these characters. Like the character pieces are your move pieces. It has like a map, a board map for you and everything. The dice, like the whole 9 yards. So like while I'm not gonna hit it up because it's still like $250, like it is still pretty cool. Like it is pretty. Like, it has a bunch of other shit that comes with it. You know, obviously the game itself, plus various other things like Steelbook and stuff. But like the fact that it comes with a board game is actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
The fact that it's like $200 though.
Well, yeah, it has to be with everything that's included in it.
Yeah,
and I mean, it is a very bold statement to have a collector's edition with dedicating that many resources to it. It's like you gotta be. They gotta be real confident. That people are gonna love it.
I feel like because of like the success of Triangle Strategy, maybe that plays up into it because Triangle Strategy was immensely successful for him.
Yeah.
So maybe that ties into it.
That's still all riding off the back of Octopath Traveler, though.
It is
like reintroducing the love for those style games.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Octopath Traveler started it, and now we are where we're at with it and everything. Because I know, like, you know, just in that style of games, you know, Live Alive, whatever, is getting its remake here soon. I downloaded the demo for that, but I couldn't get into it. I tried because it was like you could play like 3 hours into the game for like 3 different of the stories. I will say, while I'm not gonna get it, and it seems like it's like, I will say the concept for the game is super cool, especially when you think back and realize, shit, yeah, this was just a Super NES game. Where it's like, for like it being a Super NES game and it having like 9 different protagonists that you pick and play their stories for, kind of similar to Octopath Traveler. For it being a Super NES game, that's actually stupidly impressive. So I'm glad, like, from that sense, like it makes perfect sense why the game's getting a remake. But yeah, Octopath Traveler did start off. But Geovid Chronicle, I'm picking up like pretty much day one. But that collector's edition, that like you're saying, that is ballsy to do for a brand new IP. We did get a Digimon Survive gameplay trailer. Did you haven't checked that out?
Nope.
I know you didn't.
I didn't either. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. No, that was last week.
He just likes to hammer in
Digimon
Survive.
I do because he was convinced the game's not happening.
We had like 3 years of no information on the game.
I mean, that's true.
What was supposed to be the premise for the game?
It's like a tactics game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tactics, a tactics survival game.
The main thing was he likes to hammer it in because earlier in the year I said the game's not coming out this year.
The game doesn't exist
because it was 2 years of complete radio silence. Like the website never got updated, no news came out about it or anything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then it's like even with the announcement of its release date and everything, it's like they didn't say anything about it. They just started releasing information.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's better to release not that much than too much.
Well, the thing, up until like these trailers are still just now coming out. Until these trailers started coming out, no one knew what the game was.
That's true.
We had a screenshot from 2019.
So you're just expecting the cancel announcement.
Yeah, he's waiting for it any day, even though it's set to come out this month.
It's set to come out at the end of the month, and it's like, as I told Alex when I said it wasn't coming out, said if it comes out, I'll play it.
Yeah.
I got no issue with that. If they release the game, I'll play it. But it's one of those things where it's like, until that day when I can download it, it's like for then or for me, I'm like, we'll just see.
Yeah, it's a big we'll see for him. Sucker Punch did also confirm that there is nothing Infamous or Sly Cooper in development by them or anyone else, which is kind of disappointing because we were kind of following some rumors there for a little bit for literally both these things happening from different developers and not Sucker Punch. I don't know if this is just, you know, trademarked kind of BS PR that companies will do, like, oh yeah, that's not happening, you know, and then it does. I don't know if it's that or if they are being legit, but like, I mean, I will say it does make perfect sense for them to say that they're not doing it because like it's just one of those things that's like once you reach a certain milestone as like a publishing company, it's like why go back, you know what I mean? And that's what happened with them with Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, they have like this unbelievably successful amazing open world game, had the Iki Island expansion whatever with it as well with the director's cut. The second one is on the way. It's like you have like this unbelievable like well profiting IP. It's like why even go back, you know, to like Sly Cooper, Infamous. It's just like I know it's nostalgia and they were fun games, but like hey, money talks, man. Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima's a seller.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like, I mean, the people may be asking for it. People seem to want it, but at the same time, they've also got to look around at some of these other remakes and remasters that have come out and go, I mean, there was a lot of outcry for those games for them to remake them or remaster them or something. sales don't always pop on those.
Yeah, there's only a couple that do. Like off the top of my head, obviously Final Fantasy VII Remakes is such a big deal there. You know, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, those sales was immensely better than even BioWare and EA expected. But other than that, like when these remakes come out, how often do they actually really sell? You know what I mean?
I mean, I have a huge problem with all the remakes and remasters is they just don't turn out right at least half the time.
That is true. That is true.
But then the Mass Effect one, like you get,
that was brilliant.
Every now and then there's like gold.
Well, even then it's like some of these. It's like sometimes even with like when they bring these older games back in and do a remake or a new game for them or something like that, even if the game hits exactly what the old games were, it's not exactly what people are wanting to play these days.
Yeah,
it's like people will be excited about it, like with nostalgia, seeing it all, but then when it comes time to buy it, they may buy it and it's like, or they may look at it and go, yeah, there's that, but I also have this list of 15 other games I need to get to.
Yeah, and they're all $60.
And I've played the old version of these games. I can play those whenever I want to, which is, it's like I kind of fall into traps with some of these games because there's been several games this year where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy that, and then it comes time for it to come out, and I'm like, dude, I haven't finished my other games.
I haven't even finished Elden Ring yet. Like I'll get on that every
You're the
now
only
and
one
then.
playing out of us.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I've watched enough of it.
No, I mean it's just a great game though. Like it's none of that hand holding shit from most games today. It just figure it out, stupid. But like it gives you
that is what it is. Yeah.
But it's just amazing. It's, if you want a challenge, like that's it right there. It's a fucking great game. But it's so fucking hard. I keep taking these breaks from it because it's so damn hard.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go back to like GTA or something.
You want to know who thought they wanted a challenge, but it completely backfired?
Who?
That guy right there. Josh told me that he was thinking about buying Elden Ring, and I told him up front, do not do that. You will waste your money. That game is not for you.
Okay, you want to start talking
But then
about
that just makes them want to buy it.
You want to start talking about people playing or buying games and then it being too challenging for
Are you
them?
about to roast me?
Did you beat Sifu yet?
No.
Mister, I'm going to wait until the easy mode comes out and then I'm going to beat it.
Oh, an easy mode.
Yeah, there's an easy mode coming out. That's when I was going to play it. No, I'm bad at that game, bro. No, listen. And I'm not even going to deny that because look, who didn't buy Elden Ring? Me. There's a reason.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying, if you go start throwing some other names around, I'm gonna come back at you.
Listen, it's already
You're going on the bus too.
Look, I've already said publicly on this show that I was bad at Sifu and I was gonna wait for the easy mode to come out. All right, like there is no hiding this.
That's crazy how they come out with an easy mode later. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Game's tough. I mean, you need to be pretty skilled.
Is Elden Ring gonna come out with an easy mode?
No,
No, Jared. No. You're on your own, bud. I bet if it did, Josh would probably hop back into it.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta remember that's two different developers there. One of them is very much of the mindset of fuck you, get
Yeah,
good.
exactly. All right. Well, coming out of the break week, and it's actually kind of interesting. Kind of curious on your thoughts since you're actually playing Elden Ring. This past week, it finally happened. We did get our release date for God of War,
which just it's like the most casual drop of
release
date ever.
It was.
There was no. It's like everybody was like, "Oh, it's happening," and then the day that everybody said it was going to happen just came and went, and then 2 days later, just a tweet with a date.
Yep.
That's all they need to do.
And it's like everybody was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. Coming out on the 9th, man, they were so close to that 11/11. I wanted it to be 11/11 just to be the middle finger to Microsoft because that was Starfield's release. Oh, man, 11/11 would have been hilarious. But 11/9, that's fine. And now, as soon as I sent it to John, John's like, well, I know when I'm taking my vacation.
I was like looking on it. I was like, okay, what day is that on? Okay, I'm gonna need to put in for the. Like I was talking to a coworker. I went, you think it's a little too soon to start putting in vacation for November?
It's never too soon.
No, never too soon.
That's why I was like, I'll probably do that soon because no one else is looking at November yet.
Yeah. Yeah, they showed off all the additions for it and everything. Got a quick little trailer. Super pumped for this coming out. And now where I was leading with that though, with the Elden Ring thing, is like up until this point, especially with like the game delays that we've had, Elden Ring was like it's been considered the game of the year. Do you think is Elden Ring your game of the year? Or do you think God of War is the only thing that can compete with it? And also, I'm curious, even though you haven't played Elden Ring, but you've watched a lot, what's your thoughts on that? What's going to be the game of the year? Is it going to be God of War or Elden Ring?
Well, that's one of those ones that is hard to answer because of the way like God of War was in 2018.
Yeah.
It was such a departure from it. It's going to be that's going to come down to how good it is the story from it, because we already all know from the 2018 version, the combat and kind of the exploration, little puzzles and stuff they had in it was fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like that alone is really good. Are they going to nail it with the story again? Is where it is. I'm pretty sure they will.
I think they will too.
And then it just comes down to kind of how the exploration is going to work in this one, as well as how long is the game going to end up being.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, if it surpasses 2018, then it's a real contender. Because I know a lot of people are gonna. The problem is a lot of people are gonna be saying Elden Ring, but then you got to remember, a recency bias starts to come into play too.
That is true. With it just coming out at there at the beginning of November, the most game awards, whether it be the Game Awards or other ones, they're all in December. So that recency bias definitely plays in.
But as far as my opinion on it, on if it could, absolutely it could take Game of the Year.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, for me, if it's up to the standard and even surpasses what 2018 was, I would say it would be. But the gameplay style of Elden Ring isn't particularly my thing, but you do have to respect how good that game actually is.
Right. Mm-hmm. What about you, Jared? What's your thoughts?
I never finished the God of War 2018 version.
Fucking worthless.
I know. I had a PS4. I started it. I played it for a while, but I just never finished it. I don't know what the problem is with me, but a lot of times when I start a game, I can't finish them.
Oh yeah, I played 10
why.
hours into a lot of games.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll play for like long streaks, and then I'll just go back to like my regular daily play games like GTA and Apex or some shit. But like Elden Ring
that's
is
me, except with GTA and Apex,
game.
it's just Rocket League.
See, yeah, I never even played Rocket League, but I see gameplay and it's like that looks fun as hell. But I never fucking played it.
Don't
do
it.
You're just gonna get
Don't
life
do
sucked
it.
away. Is that it?
It's the only game you'll ever play.
I mean, it seems like a fun game, but I don't think I could play it for days on end like that.
But yeah, I will say that kind of what you're describing, I am the exact same way with most games that I play.
Yeah.
Which is why like games that come out and they do drag me and I sit with it and play them all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
They stick out far and above the rest. Why are you looking at my Rocket League time?
Because I wanted to shout it out. On Steam, John has 906 hours on for Rocket League.
You act like that's a lot of that's a lot of time, but the people I play with regularly, we all downloaded it the same day, and they have 1,500 hours.
I was about to say they probably have like double the time.
So I'm still like a newborn.
See, yeah. Because even though I've played Apex for so fucking long since it came out, I'm still like kind of casual with it. Like every now and then I can get some good kills, but most of the time I'm just trying to stay alive.
Yeah. See, I got into Apex like when it came out.
Yeah.
Dropped off for a while, and then every now and then me and my buddies will try to jump back into it, play like 10 games, and then we're just like.
See, I've dropped off several times. Like there were a few seasons where I didn't play at all, but then like got back into it. It's like, well, I wonder if it's any better.
I tried it when it came out, and that was far enough for me.
Dude, out of all the Battle Royale games, it was the most fun to me, and it plays really well, but apparently there's been a lot of problems with the latest season, stuff like that, just a lot of issues. But going back to the Game Year discussion, like Elden Ring, it's such a fantastic game. It's so fucking good. It kind of reminds me of like older games that were more challenging.
Right.
And again, the massive tutorials and like hand-holding of current games, it's not that at all. Yeah. It'll teach you how to play the game, but you have to kind of seek out the information. Like you have to want to learn. Like you have to pay attention. And that get good mentality is that game entirely. It is.
See, I do agree with you there, but that's where I was saying, like, depending on how good the story for God of War Ragnarok ends up being, is where it could excel. Because while there is some stuff in Elden Ring, and it's like, while the world itself kind of tells you its story by how you play it,
It's a vague story.
It's different than like it's hard to compare that
to the narrative driven
to like
experience.
a very narrative driven, like, gonna hit you with everything it's got.
See, and I love those like story-based games, like Tomb Raider, like Uncharted, where it like, pushes you through this like cinematic experience, but at the same time that feels too handholdy. Like you're just it's just a ride, like you're on a roller coaster, kind of thing.
You're on the rails, and sometimes you get a chance to get off the ride and not be on the rails.
You get to
every
explore
once
a
in
little
while.
bit, which is I don't like. I'm not
Which
gonna
that's
say
what
I
God
don't
of War
like them,
is.
but it's
doesn't
not
mean
my
it's bad.
thing.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
more power to people like who fucking enjoy those games, but it's just not my thing. I like the open world concept of games a lot, where you just explore and figure it out.
I will say, for my stance on if God of War is going to win Game of the Year, for at least the Game Awards, the official Game Awards show, yes, it's winning Game of the Year. And the only reason I say that is because I'm still salty about 2018. Because like if it's gonna be like, I feel like a repeat of 2018 where you have like this unbelievable like open world experience of a game, right? That won multiple awards that night with Red Dead Redemption 2. Like I mean, like I was like best like score. I think I know Roger Clark won. I think it was Roger Clark won for the best character portrayal over the guy that played Kratos. Best narrative or something, whatever. I mean, he won like 6 awards that night, and it's like, all right, Game of the Year. God of War. It's like, what?
Red Dead 2 should have taken it.
What?
Like, I'm at the end of Red Dead 1 and then gonna play Red Dead 2 again. It's such a fucking good game.
Yeah. So God of War is winning Game of the Year. That's my
long.
opinion. Yeah.
You Red Dead people who can be as salty as you want
I will.
be.
I will forever be salty. Well, I mean, Red Dead did win a lot of Game of the Year awards.
They fucking do what they want. Just personally, I like Red Dead 2
Yeah,
way more than God of War.
It's like the Red Dead people, understandably, you guys are upset that your game didn't win that. But I mean, people have spoken, man.
People have spoken.
People have spoken.
It's rigged votes.
Also, that it's like that one. You can't even really call that one recency bias either.
Which
2018.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's like that one was just. It's like there was plenty of time for everybody to get their hands on it. It was actually a surprise that. I mean, it was a surprise for me. But I mean, hell.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It's fun standing on the winning side, though.
Piss off. Speaking of Forspoken got delayed for is it the third time?
Yeah, it's at least the second time because it was supposed to come out in
May or
I think it was supposed to come out.
I think it was May,
August, and it got pushed to October.
Okay.
And then this is the second time it's been pushed.
Yeah, getting pushed back to January. Forspoken being for people that haven't been following it, it's a new first party Sony game. Looks incredible because the gameplay is what really gets you. It's like there's just so much happening with all the spell casting that you can do.
It's one of those where I remember back to when the game was first shown, I was like, this game looks a little weird. I don't know. The magic looks kind of not right in that. And then it's like you go back and you watch it and all the new stuff they come out with. You're like, holy fuck, this looks awesome.
Yeah. I will say my thing on this is like, I want to believe from the statement they put out and what we saw of the game the last time was like the 10-minute trailer. I want to say them delaying it doesn't have to do with the game being in a bad spot. Like, because they said in their statement that the game is complete, that they're just doing on the polishing stage. Yo, I'm going to be brutally honest. I legit think it's just Sony going to whoever's making Forspoken, I forgot, and be like, hey, we got the date for God of War lined up. You might want to get the fuck out of the way. Like, you might want to step aside for this one.
It very might be.
That's what I think.
Because it's like, a couple weeks ago, we were starting to say, like, there's the end of the year wasn't looking too hot.
Yeah.
Like, we had, like, we have like October kind of settled, but like
solid.
But like November and December was kind of nothing, and now it's like now we're with like God of War and that we got God of War, we got Pokemon, we got a couple of things, and it's like holy shit, this is gonna be November's gonna be a month.
Yeah.
And it very well could just be like somebody at Sony calls them up and goes, hey, just gonna let you know, we got the date for God of War set in.
Yep.
little close to you.
Yeah.
Just giving you a little heads up here.
And I feel like that's a legit possibility because, like, while this time it's the same publishing, they're both from Sony, being God of War and Forspoken. Sony may look at it like, well, I mean, we saw what happened with Forbidden West. It came out like right around the time with Elden Ring, and everyone kind of dropped Forbidden West or didn't pick it up at all very quickly. Because with Forbidden West sales, the sales for Forbidden West didn't even really start to pick up until like, I think it was like June, or I think it was like last month. May and June is when Forbidden West sales started to really start to climb. Because now it's like everyone's kind of, everyone may be done with Elden Ring. Let's try Forbidden West that came out back in February. So Sony may look at like, yeah, that kind of happened once to us. Now, granted that, you know, Elden Ring wasn't our first party. So let's not fuck our own first party game that's a new IP.
Yeah.
So, hey, why don't you just push yourself back a couple months?
At least they gave
Because
them a
that's
warning.
also the thing. It's not like I got a heavy delay. I mean, it went from October to January. So like, I really do think that it was just like, hey, God of War is coming beginning of November. You might want to get out of the way.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, I know for me, I'm gonna be clearing my schedule for when God of War comes out. It's
Right.
like, and I'm gonna be under the assumption that, I mean, if it's similar to the first game, somewhere around a 25 to 35 hour time frame to get, or as like main story, and then probably some extra stuff to do from there. So I'm like, ain't nothing really getting in that way.
Right. True. No, and you're right about the fall though. It's kind of been lining up pretty well because like in October we still have Midnight Suns from Marvel. We have Gotham Knights at the end of the month. And then in November, we have God of War, now Pokemon. And then, while not for us, in December, we have the Callisto Protocol, which does look phenomenal for that style of game. While it's not my style of
You don't
game.
want to play that?
You don't want to play that.
No, but still, I'm just
No. I mean, you can get High on Life. High on Life's coming out this year.
dude, fuck that game.
Have you seen High on Life? It was from that. It was from the showcase at E3.
It's with
not
all
E3,
the
Summer Game.
fucking talking,
The
guns
talking
and
weapons.
bullshit.
It's made by the Rick and Morty creators.
Oh yeah, that was one of the ones I had on my list. Like getting this one,
it's on his
getting that
list.
one. Yeah,
it's
Fuck
it's
you.
coming to
No,
Game
like,
Pass.
okay,
Coming to
yeah,
Game
okay,
Pass day one.
Okay, but with like
That's two
Rick and
two
Morty
very
and
different people
everything.
sitting
I'm
across
just saying,
from each
like,
other
I
here.
love the show Rick and Morty, and their God, their comedy is just fucking hilarious. But that
Can't relate to that.
Meanwhile,
God, what was it?
He's over there, man. It's great. It's like I love the comedy in that. Meanwhile, as soon as that gun started talking, I just started getting mad.
Did you see the knockoff of the Needler on there? Too?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
But no, I think it was Trover's Universe for the Quest 2.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, that was a fucking hilarious game, and just the fact that they made a High on Life, and the graphics are that good for that fucking stupid.
It does
of a
look
game.
good, yes, in terms of graphics.
But
yes.
I'm gonna have to play it. Like,
But it's
I
coming to
have
Game Pass day one. So you're good.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's already on it. He's
Yeah.
good to go. No, so fall is looking pretty solid. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff coming out, including another one that got its official release date the day before God of War. Skull and Bones finally coming
You know,
out
I
after
was-
like 10 years.
I was looking at the release date earlier, and I was like, man.
Bad choice.
Well, the interesting thing is because we were talking a couple weeks ago about like they might just quietly push it out.
That's
not happening. They're all hands on deck. We got a like well,
It was 48 minutes.
4 or 5 different like videos that they
Yep.
had out with. They had like the developers and that talking about it, going over some of the stuff, what their plans were, and that. It's like okay, I guess good on you. You're actually sticking to your guns here. You
Yep.
wanna show like we made an actual game. And to be fair, the game looks good
Define that.
visually.
Okay.
Visual.
Okay, yes, I agree.
That's what. Yeah, visually looks pretty good. I don't know about the rest of it. This looks like
You know,
it looks like Sea of Thieves if you had to do a little more gathering.
yeah.
and it wasn't as like cartoony.
Yeah,
It looks like a dumbed down version of Sea of Thieves, though.
like simpler, not as much in there, or
Well,
There's
I don't
a-
know if I would say a dumbed down version because you got to remember what Sea of Thieves was when it came out.
That's fair.
yeah, there's a lot of.
You can't compare it to that now.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I was watching some of the videos on Skull and Bones earlier,
Yeah, me too.
and I don't know, man. It doesn't look like there's a lot going on there,
Very, very basic.
and it is surprising that they're like gung ho with all like making this 48-minute presentation and that, giving us all this gameplay, talking about the customization and everything, and you're sending it out to die.
True.
Yeah, that was. And it seems like it's a problem when you like show the entire game. It's like, well, fuck.
And there's not much to the game.
Right.
And see, that's the unfortunate part is because leading up to this reveal, like a couple months ago, like I remember there was like a leaked video for Skull and Bones gameplay. There was some other leaked information where they're just like, yeah, all it is that you can go to like a outpost and a port every once in a while. And other than that, you just sail around and do the naval combat. And she's like, that's it? Is that really it? And then we get the full thing. And it's like, damn, that really was just it.
It's like, in defense of them, the different types of ships and different weapons you can attach to them is a cool idea.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it's gonna be fun though.
And look, I'll also say in defense of them, if it wasn't for like the 19,000 different reboots this game has gone through and different developers or different head directors, whatever, and if this game would have actually come out it was supposed to,
if this game came out 6 years ago, it'd be a banger.
Exactly. If it came out when they planned, because in case you didn't know, Jarod, this game it was actually meant to originally be like an expansion for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And then like the naval combat in Black Flag was like so popular amongst fans and still is. They just instead of making an expansion, like let's just make it into a brand new game, its own game. And that's what Skull and Bones is. That's where it came from. That's legit. So it's like if this game would have come out obviously years ago, like around like maybe a year or two after Black Flag's release, it would have been a banger. But like, dude, this game has been through so many reset cycles, like just development hell. And here's another fun fact for you, because like a lot of people don't talk about this, and we covered it a long time ago. Ubisoft actually they have to release this game. They can't cancel it. They are legally forced to release this game in like another country. There's like another country where, because of the amount of money that Ubisoft has had continued to pull to even keep this game afloat, because of the multiple like development cycles that it's gone through, whatever country it was, like they legally have to release this game or they can be sued.
Wow.
Like that's how much this game has been through a shitstorm. Like that's real. This is real life right now. Like, seriously, this game coming out right now, like John said, they're sending this thing out to fucking die. The day before God of War, it doesn't even look that great.
It's like you're sending it out, like, not even just the fact that you're sending it out the day before God of War, but you're sending it out at the beginning of November when October's already looking pretty good.
Yep. Especially with Gotham Knight right there at the end of the month.
It's like October's looking pretty good. There's some pretty big games there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, yeah, well, they could be like, well, November didn't look that great before. It's like, yeah, but still, it's like you're going into the year. It's like you're going into the year with a game that doesn't look like it has that much gameplay to it.
Yep.
Because even in their like 8-minute gameplay video that they showed, I mean, like a third of that time was talking about like crafting and going to an island to mine iron or something and cutting down wood from trees and that. And I'm like,
the boring gathering parts.
It's like, man, you don't, if your gameplay trailer is like over like a 30-second section on gathering materials, it's probably not looking too great. And it's like the other part of the time, it's like, I mean, I'll give them credit. It's like, it looks like based on like your ship visually looks different depending on what type of defensive materials and stuff you look at.
Right.
It's a nice touch.
Yeah.
But you gotta have more.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a case where it comes out and then they like slowly add on stuff like as it comes out.
Yeah.
Where it gets better, but that's another thing I hate about games a lot is they'll just,
the other
come
thing,
out with a half-made game.
The other thing is, I mean, if you're gonna play a ship play a game where you get on a pirate ship and sail around and fight other ships and go on adventures, why would someone play Skull and Bones over Sea of Thieves, which has more content?
That's true.
I mean, just to try it out, but then immediately just go back to Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Isn't it the kind of the same mindset of like, why would you play Lost World when you just play something else? New World. I combined Lost Ark and New World.
Okay.
My bad.
I was like, what is he on about right now?
I mean, it's like the same mindset with New World, right? Like, why play that when you can play something else that's better?
Yeah.
in the same field.
There are a lot of MMORPGs like that.
Because it's like, what makes New World stand out? And it's kind of like this with Skull and Bones.
Well,
what makes you stand out?
Apparently
New
it was
World
crashing GPUs, but that's
New
besides the
World
point.
was
All right.
New World was great. The problem with New World was it was supposed to be a PvP game that they did a hard switch on to go with PvE stuff because they forgot people like PvE.
Yeah, that.
And then it's like it took too long for the stuff to come out that the majority of the player base dropped out, and by the time it did come out, no one wanted to jump back in because it is a grindy as fuck game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Skull and Bones, though, big no from me. I'm not picking this one up.
I mean, I would maybe try it out, but then
Might be on Game Pass.
It could be on
if it's
Game
on
Pass.
Game Pass, I'll try it out.
Yeah, if
and
it's
then
on
just
Game
go back
Pass,
to Sea
I'll
of Thieves.
download it and I'll try it out, sure. But
Yeah.
you know, and it probably will be. I mean, Ubisoft's got to look to cut that check. You know,
It'll probably end up on Game Pass. I may try it out, but hell, I didn't really get into Sea of Thieves when I tried it out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I just started getting back into it.
It's like it's one of those where I guess you got to be in a particular mood to want to play that style game.
Yeah, I'd be in the mood to fucking throw the controller through the TV when someone attacks me when I have like a ship full of fucking chests on Sea of Thieves. Sorry. But if they can add like a PvE or like a
They do.
passive mode
They
on
do.
Sea of Thieves,
Oh, okay. Sea of Thieves.
then I'll be happy with Sea of Thieves and I'll play it every day. But until they do, I'm going to play it for short instances and like quit while I'm ahead before someone else attacks me. But yeah, if Skull and Bones has like a passive mode.
They do. Yeah.
Okay, then
they
then
broke
it. Would be like a good
Yeah.
transition from Sea of Thieves to where I get pissed off at other
Yes,
people.
they broke it down
And then
where
go
you
to that
where
and
you can
just
choose
adventure.
to join the PVE or PvP server.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just,
yeah,
it's
I'll
just-
definitely try it out and have some
Yeah.
innocent
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, if it comes to Game Pass, which let's be real, it probably will. Ubisoft needs that check after the amount
Yeah.
of money they've blown on this game.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'll probably download it then.
yeah.
You know, but all right. Next up, talking about Rockstar. Rockstar has recently pushed all assets to focus on GTA 6. With this, GTA 4 and the Red Dead Redemption 1 remasters, remakes, whatever they're going to be. I would say remasters. That we chat about this. We chat about this before like Trilogy was coming out. That this was looking like it was going to potentially happen. They were on the table, but they got canned. They got canned
They
because,
don't need them anyway.
and in my opinion, they do.
It would be nice to have like for people who didn't play those games, it'd be nice to have like a slightly updated version of them.
On
Yeah,
new
but
consoles.
is it worth it to have a slightly updated version like that? Because that's the remakes that don't make sense to me.
Well, no,
where it's like,
that's the different. That's not a remake. That'd be the
well,
remaster.
Yeah, remaster, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because remakes a lot of times are better than remaster because it's like the same game.
well, yeah,
with
but it's
updated
just
graphics. It
just
still has the old
yeah,
problems.
because all you're doing is you're bringing it forward basically to sell it again to the people, either the people who didn't play it before or the people who really love the game
and just
but
want
want to
look
play it
better.
again, but they don't want to have to go backwards to play it.
Yeah, exactly. So those were on the table, just depending on GTA Trilogy, like receptions and stuff. And I even said at the time that I would buy the trilogy just in like support of that, and I did. I bought the trilogy twice actually. I bought it for Xbox and PlayStation, but I've never played it just because of how
There was a lot of bad reviews on it.
well, I mean, Zach played it, and that was enough for me. Zach
I
played
played
it.
the San Andreas one.
He played it, and he told me what it was like, plus everything else that I saw, and that was enough for me. Where it's like, all right, so 3 is mid tier in my opinion. It's an okay game.
It was great at the time. But yeah.
Great at the time. All these were great at the time.
Yeah, of
Vice
course.
City, I'll be honest, I don't see the fucking hype on this game. It's okay. San Andreas is great. That is one that's like every once in a while I don't mind replaying it, but like I bought when they came out, I had no desires to
But
play
if
them.
the older GTAs got remakes, that would be awesome. If they
Yeah,
did it
no,
right.
that's different.
If
Yeah.
they did it right,
Yeah.
it'd be amazing.
So because of just how poorly they shoved these remasters out the damn door and just got terrible sales and terrible reception, GTA 4, which in my opinion is one of the best GTAs,
It was really good.
and Red Dead Redemption 1, which could definitely have like that nice little touch up, to new current gens, those both got canned. And with this movement as well, they've basically left this thing out to die. They like kind of like what we're saying with Skull and Bones, where they're just like pushing out to die. Rockstar has done that with Red Dead Online, because also with this now, Red Dead Online is now set in a place where it already has been, because its last update was June of last year. I forgot what the update was called. Yeah, June of last year was its last update, but now it's confirmed that it's going to be receiving little to no updates moving forward as they focus everything on GTA 6, which like I mean, I can get it. GTA 6 is going to be like one of the best-selling games in the history of video games. Like, I get it, but damn, like, come on, man. It's like you have some other things where you could also make money too. I mean, I get it. You're trying to make one of the biggest-selling games that's going to ever come out.
Yeah.
You're going to get a game that when they finally announce it, like, it's going to legitimately potentially break the internet, like 100%.
Oh yeah, because GTA 6, like, there's been fake rumors all over the fucking place.
Yeah. They never stop.
People are just begging for info on it.
Yeah.
Just any type of info.
It's a thing of like they could be trying to support Red Dead Online, or they can not care about that too much and then introduce 2 new cars to GTA Online,
Make a ton of money.
and make 10 times, or 10 or 20 times whatever they would make from a sale of Red Dead Online.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, I mean, they know where the money's at.
Yes.
It's like as cool as some of these like little remasters would be. I mean, all of their money is GTA 5 right now, and they know the second they start talking about GTA 6, people are gonna go fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's a broken mess when it comes out. It's like it's still gonna sell millions.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love the GTA 5 online, I have such problems with it because they'll come out with these, free expansions or add-ons to the game where it's like new heists and stuff like that. But then it's like over $1 million of in-game money to get into that expansion. So it kind of gives you that feeling of they want you to buy GTA dollars to immediately get into it.
Yeah.
Or you can grind and then get into it that way without having to spend real money. But it's just, do you want time or money? Which one do you want to use?
Right.
And it's just this really annoying thing they've been going on for years.
Yeah, that's the era of gaming.
And like you were saying, they come out with new cars, and it's like, oh, now this is the new fastest superclass car. And it's just, well, that one's like $3 fucking million. How am I going to get that? And then it's like, well, spend money or grind.
Play the game, man.
Yeah, but like, just play the game when it takes me fucking over so many times to get people into a heist, and then after 3 tries, a dude leaves. And then you have to look all over again because the 2 guys that stayed, they're not going to rejoin because they have better shit to do somewhere else.
Jarod, I've spent most of this year playing Lost Ark. You're getting no sympathy from me.
I know. I'm like the only one here that really is into like GTA Online.
No. Lost Ark is like super pay to progress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
like it's
hardcore.
Let me put it this way: there's a daily spending limit.
What?
There's a $1,000 cap to spending money in Lost
Does
Ark.
people have that much of a problem? Wait, what?
People will just spend money on the game.
It's like people just swipe their card to max their.
Is that like
to
kids with Fortnite money?
Basically.
Yeah, it's like
with their
it's
mom's
Or
credit
V-Bucks?
card.
That was V-Bucks.
Yeah, because Lost Ark, it's an RNG upgrade system. You got to buy materials, and then you have like a 4% chance to get the upgrade to the next tier to get the next level.
I hate
and
pay to win or pay to progress.
People will swipe their card. It took me months and months to get to where people were at in weeks.
That's exactly the same problem with GTA Online, man. Because people just put
That's
real
why-
money into
That's why
it.
I'm just over here
progress.
smiling as you're saying that.
No, you understand.
Yeah, he gets it. That's why he's not going to give you any sympathy.
I'm
know.
like,
Can we give each other sympathy? Because I'll at least give you sympathy. But I'm not swiping my fucking card.
You know what I did?
What?
I played the fucking game.
Yeah, and that's what I do. But God, man, it's
No, pay to win
annoying.
sucks. I mean, yeah, it's annoying.
Or
I
like
get it.
pay to win or just pay to progress or pay to
'cause
convenience.
That's the thing. Is like GTA. It's they look at it and they're like, here's this new car. It's like here's this new heist or something. But to do this heist, you have to have this previous expansion, which you have to pay $1 million to buy the vehicle for. But then you also have to pay $1 million to buy the business that has the garage that you can have it in there for.
And that's the main thing. It'll be like you have to
It's
buy
like-
this $2 million facility in order to even start it.
Yeah. So their
Or
thing
if you want to
is-
host it at least.
So their thing is like, if you want to be a part of this and do it whenever you want to, you have to spend $20 million to get everything needed to do it. So you want a card shark card
Yeah.
or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Or do
it's
you
like whale and megalodon
Right,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that bullshit. God, man.
That's the era of gaming that we're in.
That's another reason why Elden Ring was so great, because everything is in the game.
Yeah.
It's just all there.
There's a reason why all of the games I'm excited for are like single player games or just co-op games.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
The only multiplayer game I play is Rocket League.
Yeah.
It's like there's no paying to win in that
Yeah.
game.
Although
Yeah.
I did, as much as I love Apex and GTA, I've like kind of gotten away from them because I felt like I was just getting into this like monotonous, repetitive thing of just playing the same matches over and over
Yeah,
and doing
right.
the same things over and over. It's like, well, I want to
We're-
get back into stories.
Look,
So I'm
we're-
like, let's play Red Dead again.
I'm with you on that because like I'm not in that same mental mode as I used to be when we were
Right.
younger and playing
Yeah, like
Halo
3 and Call of Duty, just play
nonstop.
over and over and over.
Like and
yeah.
just never think. John's shaking his head because of his 906 hours in
Well,
Rocket
no,
League.
no,
I can't
I'm
judge.
shaking my head because at the same time I'm like, I can't do that either. Like,
Okay.
I'll play if I log in to play Rocket League. It's like I'll play 10 games at max.
Yeah.
Right.
Or it's like I'll play
You at
like 10
least limit
games,
yourself.
or if we're having fun and stuff, we'll extend it a little bit longer. But that's like fucking. I could sit down and play like a single player game if I'm really into it. Like when Tales of Rise came out,
like
I sat
nonstop.
down and played it for 12 hours before I got up again.
Right.
And then Rocket League or like any multiplayer games like that, I'll sit down and I'm like, after like an hour and a half, I'm like, fuck, dude, I gotta take a break.
Yeah. We're just old guys. We're not how we used to be when we could literally get home from school or whatever and click on Halo 3 or Modern Warfare 2 and just play it until like 1 a.m.
But
We
it's
can't
like,
do that anymore.
Now we're connoisseurs. We're waiting for the really great games to just
Yeah,
pull us
yeah.
in for 12 hours at a
Well, see,
time.
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
Well, the other example I think of that is like, I mean, this is over 10 years ago. Skyrim when it came out, and
dude.
we all showed up
I
over at your
still
place.
every
Yeah,
now and then
yeah.
start a new character,
like, well,
play for a day, and then don't pick up
Well,
that character.
Like we all it's like we all showed up over at your place, and then it's like I sat down. I think it's like you guys had to convince me to get up to go outside
Yeah.
because it like in a 24-hour period, I think I played that game 20 hours.
It was like, yeah,
And it's
that
like-
night it came out, we just all went over to my place. Everyone
Yep.
has their own TV, their own Xbox, and they're just everyone's like going in different directions in the game. It
I
was
I
so
very
good.
clearly remember that release because the day that it came out, obviously 11/11/11, was like the one day, like they said it all week at school for me at least. Obviously, you guys went to a different school,
Yeah.
but like they're like, all right, seniors, you cannot miss this day. This is the day that you have to come to get your
Oh, we're
your cap and gown stuff. Like you have to, like 11/11/11, you got to get your cap and gown stuff set up for graduation. And I was like, fuck that. It's like I'll still graduate. It'll be okay, and went to the midnight release, stayed the night at your house, and my grandmother thought I went to school that day, but I stayed the night at his house and then came over to your house to play Skyrim. I very clearly remember that.
Oh,
All my friends were talking mad shit about me all day because, like, our friend Andy, also a massive Elder Scrolls fan, he's just like, I want to fucking play Skyrim too, but you see me fucking here dealing with this graduation bullshit. Fuck this guy. Good times, man.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's especially rare these days when like a game will come out that just grabs grabs
where
me
it just
like that.
forces you into
Where-
the chair.
where
and
it's
just,
like-
play it.
Because like
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Because like literally this year of all the games that I've started and all the games that I've played, one has done that to me, and it was Tales of Arise.
Okay.
And that was one that like going into it, I had played the demo through multiple times. I had watched a lot of stuff coming out, and I went, "This is a game that I'm going to absolutely love."
I'm gonna have to try it then,
So
because
it's
yeah,
like-
if it can.
I
pull you in
actually
like
just picked up recently. It's been on sale recently for like $20.
Yeah.
It's right over there on my shelf. I haven't played it yet. I just got it last Saturday. I'm trying to beat my first playthrough of Fire Emblem Three Hopes, which I'm gonna chat about here in a minute. But because I'm not that far from beating the game. So once I was done with that, I was gonna hop onto Tales.
What all is it on? Like, is it on everything?
Yeah, it's on everything. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Well, not on Switch, obviously,
it's-
but I
well,
mean,
yeah,
you would get it on Xbox.
Yeah, it's on
anyway, probably.
PlayStation, Xbox, PC.
Yeah,
Right
and
on.
it's been on sale recently. Like I got mine for
Really?
$20. So.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, you can look to pick it up. Last little note on the Rockstar thing I want to shout out, because of all this happened, I think we can just go ahead and just officially just mail this in that Red Dead Redemption 2 is not getting its next gen patch, because it blows me away that it still hasn't got its fucking patch yet. All these other games have gotten their patches where it's like, a steady, 60 frames, it's like enhanced graphics, whatever. Like it doesn't like overly change the game. It just makes it run better, makes it more. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is already a beautiful game.
Yeah,
Even
but
if
it
you
would-
play it backwards compatible like I do right now. But like the fact that they still have not just given it its patch like everything else has gotten blows me away, and has now with all this happening tells me that it will not come out at least anytime soon. Because like I would imagine if they're going to release that, like they would also release it as like a physical version where it's like like let's say the PlayStation where it would have like the white PS5 top, it's like Red Dead Redemption 2 Enhanced Edition or whatever.
Yeah,
I would buy it
optimized,
again.
yeah.
Like fuck it, I don't care, I'll buy it again.
I don't know if I would buy it.
Oh, I would
again.
totally buy it again.
I
love
already
that fucking
bought
game.
it for fucking laptop and
I
Xbox.
would 100% buy it again. But I'd go ahead and mail that in, which is so disappointing because how great the game is. But
No, that'll be one where like 2 years from now they'll go, oh yeah, we probably
Yeah.
should release this.
yeah, it's like, oh, it finally got its patch. Oh, finally,
Yeah,
goddamn.
it's just some
And when
huge afterthought.
look, when it gets its patch, I'm playing it again. You know, let's go, let's get it. All right, we'll finish up our talking points with me rambling about Three Hopes. So Three Hopes is still very, very good in terms of the story. The story has completely grabbed me. But like I've been telling John for days now, like that Warriors fatigue is fucking murdering me right now, where it's like I'm having a hard time on this last stretch. Because coming into this game, right, like when I got it, I'm like, I fucking love these characters. I love this universe. Like, let's fucking go. I'm going to beat the Golden Wildfire. Then I'm gonna immediately jump over to the other one. I'm gonna beat all 3 storylines because I love these characters. I love this universe.
I was gonna say I love the way that he's talked to me about it, because I go from like being here and him like praising it and everything to I see him a couple days ago and he goes,
I fucking hate this
dude,
game.
I can't. He's like, I was trying to play through it earlier and I did one mission and I was like, fuck, I'm done for now.
Bro,
it's
hit
just
me.
it's so great to see to see, because I tried to play the demo because I was half tempted to get the game. I played the demo and I went, nope, not my game. He played it and he's like, fuck yeah. And now he's like, dude, I don't even know if I want to do these last few missions right now. I can't even do them back to back.
I can't. Like the fatigue has hit so hard, man. Because like what kills me is I am 43 hours in, right? And I still have like 4 more chapters to go. And I'm just like, oh my God, guys. Like, I'm not even playing on a hard difficulty. I'm just playing cruise control. I'm just on normal. I'm just trying to enjoy the game, enjoy the story. But dude, there's just so much, which can be a good thing or can be a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. And like, and I don't play a lot of Warriors games. Like, I've played the Zelda ones. I never even played the original Fire Emblem one. I'm not a big Warriors guy. Like, I don't go out of my way for Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, etc. Now, Zach is. And even Zach dropped this game. Now, granted, it's because of TFT. New TFT set came out, so he wanted to hop on that. But, like, even Zach agreed where he's like, yeah, it just got a little grindy, so I just dropped it. Because, like, I don't know how much it would compare to other games. Like, I played through pretty much all of the Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. And, like, I played through that story and had a great time. It was lengthy. But, like, I didn't feel like it was, like, this level of lengthy where it's, like, you get on a map for Three Hopes, right? For whatever new chapter. And like you have to go through multiple sectors just to get to the final mission. So like on the one that I did like last night, hopped on last night, I did all my camp stuff, had a good time with camp stuff as normal. It's a little grindy, but like I enjoyed that part of Three Houses. I enjoy this part of Three Hopes, going around talking to everyone, doing training, doing, eating lunch with people, raising morale, which helps with other stats and stuff. I had a good time. I was like, all right, everything's done. Got all my support dialogues watched, had some good laughs, had some good, like, oh, that's so sweet. It's like, all right, let's go play the game. I don't remember where I was. Hop on the war map, and it's like the war map pops up. Here's the main mission. Here's me. Just a long line of multiple side missions that you pretty much you have to go through. Like I looked at the map, there's like 2 that's to the side that you don't technically have to do, but you have to beat each sector to get to the main mission. I'm just like, no. And I just turned it off and went and watched anime. Like, bro, the story has me so invested where it's like I am not picking up another game until I finish this fucking game because I want to know what happens because I'm so invested with what's happening with these characters and this current story I'm in. But holy shit, like I just can't grind it like I did when I got it. Like when I got it, it was fine. But now that like I've gotten into part 2, right, and with how the story is going with the massive war, like it's just more and more keeps happening, and it's just like, bro, like oh my God, you're killing me right now.
Too much content.
It's almost like there's too much. And like I will say, like I told John this, as soon as I beat this game, right? Like I'm not jumping into the other stories like I want to right away. I will play them because I want to know what all happens in the respective stories. I will immediately queue up another story though, just to see how the new game plus is, because from what I've read online without really detailing it and spoiling myself on it, the new game plus for this game is absolutely unbelievable. So it makes me believe that once it comes into it, like I may can just like skip a lot of stuff that I'm doing right now. So maybe my first playthrough is punishing and everything else won't be as bad.
Okay.
That's what I'm hoping for. But I'm going to find out when I start up my second playthrough because I'm just going to start it up, just see New Game Plus, and then I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm done for now. I can't do this right now. But I mean, the story is good. At least, like I said, I'm doing the Golden Wildfire, which is the Golden Deer storyline, and I'm having a great time. You know, Claude has a phenomenal character arc that's being developed as we go. There's multiple aspects about it that is just super cool and super fascinating. Watching all the different characters. You know, the one thing that's super interesting that I feel like they've done this time around, that I've noticed quite a bit, is I've noticed like all these character like paralogs and stuff that was in Three Houses. They're not in this game with the same characters. So like other characters get to explore other storylines. So like a great example is like just off the top of my head, Yuri. You know, he's the leader of the Ashen Wolves, the DLC characters, whatever. In the original game, he had a full like paralogue with Bernadetta, where as you go through it, you learn that Yuri and Bernadetta were childhood friends, and Bernadette didn't realize it, you know, and it just kind of gets explored. In this game, he has no support dialogue with Bernadetta because it's like, hey, we already did that. Let's show you something else instead. So he has like, you know, a full dialogue with Marianne from the Golden Deer, for example, because I have Bernadette currently with me. So I do find that pretty cool because the same thing, like let's say Balthus, another one of the Ashen Wolves. You know, he had a full storyline with Claude where, you know, Balthus, you know, he's originally from the Leicester Alliance when he was a kid, and he had the hots for Claude's mom, and he kept trying to like, yo, introduce me, you know, maybe where's your mom? You know, like let me meet your mom again. You know, and he's like throughout his dialogue in the original game, he's just like, you know, Claude, you're kind of sus. You know, I don't think Claude's your real name. And it kind of, you know, leads up to the whole mystery of where Claude's actually from and stuff like that. No dialogue between them in this game. It's like, hey, we already did that. Let's show you something else. You know what I mean?
Surprised there's not at least a callback to it or something.
Well, there is in
Okay.
certain extents. You know, there is in certain extents. Because like one thing that I thought was super cool with this game, and it hits you right out of the gate with it, like Chapter 4 of the Golden Deer playthrough, is it gives you Claude's real name. That was cut content from three houses, and I think it was actually in the Balthus the expansion dialogue of Claude's real name being Khalid. That was confirmed by the developers. That was cut content. So literally, like in Chapter 4, it's just like, yeah, Claude is Khalid. Like, I mean, it hits you with it right off the bat. So I mean, like, which is cool because there's a lot of like that cut content stuff that's in this game that you've gotten to explore. And there are still like a lot of cool aspects that I'm really excited to continue to dive on. Like, you know, in this playthrough, you know, I've recruited Byleth, which was the protagonist in the first game. So in this game, Byleth has like full dialogue, which, you know, you did not have in Three Houses because you were Byleth and you just selected what you wanted to say.
Okay.
In this game, you know, Byleth has full dialogue. He's his own separate character. You are not Byleth. You're, you know, this other character. So like getting to explore just all the dialogue between like even your character and Byleth and others, and even Jarod, you know, because you're able to recruit Jarod, you know, who, you know, I mean, the game came out like fucking 2018, guys, get over it. Jarod died, you know, in the first game. So, you know, you know, so, you know, you even get to recruit him, amazing unit, by the way, and get to explore dialogue between like him and your character, where it's like at first like almost like you can choose if you want to bury the hatchet or maybe make it still a little tense where Gerald's just like, oh, you know, should I know you? Like, what's the deal? And then you point out, yeah, remember this group of mercenaries from like X amount of years ago? I was part of them. You guys murdered them. And Gerald's like, yeah, we did. Hey, that was just business. Sorry. You know, it's like, so do you hold a grudge and you can choose to just bury? It's like, no, I get it. It's mercenary work. It's how it happens. Or you can choose to be like, no, go fuck yourself. So, I mean, like, there's so many parts of the story that's super fascinating in that regard, especially with just like, I'm dying to know how this is going to turn out because like the story took like a massive twist for me in the Golden Wildfire, and I've been curious what happened to Zach, but you know Zach has dropped it, so I guess I won't know for now. Where it's like in my story, I've teamed up with the Empire, which I am not a fan of the Empire, but we've made a peace treaty with the Empire, and to now try to destroy. You know, the whole purpose is to try to destroy the church, but like in turn having to fight and try to destroy the kingdom. You know, so it's like there's so many story aspects that it's like I need to know what happened next, especially with where I am, because it's like it almost felt like I had like a little bit of a filler arc in this last chapter, which really broke my heart because the chapter before was so good of where we invaded the kingdom and we invaded the capital and had like all these dope fights with all these characters from the Blue Lines and stuff, just to like immediately retreat because there's things in the Alliance, the Federation now, that's being attacked and destroyed and stuff. And it's just like the final main mission was just like up against a bunch of bandits. And I'm like, this is so lackluster. But now the new mission is that the Empire has now invaded Garrick Mog, right? Which is where the church is. And, you know, the kingdom's there. And now the Alliance has been requested to go give backup. And now Claude's just like, you know, we could just go kill the the church and kill the Empire at the same time. It's just like, oh shit, this is getting spicy. So it's like there's story aspects. It's so fascinating, but at the same time, it's like, dude, that warrior's grind is murdering me right now. Where it's like, do I have to do this mission? Like, can I not do this mission? And there are missions that you can skip, right? Because like a lot of these side missions, they just give you like bonus strategies for the final main mission. It's like when you queue up for the final main mission, you have all these different strategies and strategy points to use for the battle. So that's where you can choose to persuade another key character from another house that's in this battle. Like Dorothea's here. You can choose to persuade her where you can she joins your side, and if you don't choose to do that, when she dies, she's dead, period. So you can use points on that. You can use points on like strongholds being weakened, a bridge being built here to give you another shortcut because there's only maybe one entrance and it's on like another side of the map and whatever. So it's like that's where the benefit is doing all these other things, plus just getting materials, because those materials are, as I've now come to find out recently, trying to upgrade all my facilities, are a bitch to get. Because I've been trying desperately to upgrade like my blacksmith so I can get, because like guys, let me tell you, those relic weapons, they eat some serious ass until you upgrade them. And I didn't even notice the longest time. I was just like, whatever. Claude's got his fall knot, Hilda's got whatever the hell her axe is called. I don't remember. Balthus has his gauntlets. They're fine. And then I finally like stopped and looked at the weapon. It's like 70 might, 90 durability. And meanwhile, just a regular basic ass silver sword is like 80 might, and like 100 durability. Then you can easily upgrade it with just smithing stones, because to upgrade the relic weapons is like a special stone that's very hard to get. So I could like easily upgrade a silver sword like 180 might, and meanwhile this legendary weapon is like 70. So it's like a little poke, and I'm like, well, damn, that's kind of annoying. And then I found out how to upgrade them. And once you upgrade them, it's fine. Fucking Fall Knot went from like a 70 might to like a 190 in one upgrade. And I'm like, whew, all right, we going now, boys. But damn, man, it's just there's just so much grind. Which, if there are Warriors fans listening, they're like, oh, welcome to the club, buddy. I get it. I've seen the fucking the maps on Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. There's no way I'm ever going to complete that because of how much grind it is. I get it. But man, just like the fact that the story itself is that much grind, like it's making it tough. I still recommend the game for anyone who's a Three Houses fan and can accept this sort of gameplay, accept it being the key word. I still recommend it. It's a great game because of the story, but other than that, it
just
tough.
Sounds like a nightmare for like a completionist kind of
player.
It
definitely would be. Because I've seen like a good example. Still talking about Warriors, I saw like a video from like I don't know if it was just simply the completionist, his channel, or someone else. I think it was someone else actually who talked about when they 100% Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, bro. The amount of hours, like there's just so much content to it, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, it's still fun. I'm gonna beat the game, but like I said, the fact that I'm 43 hours in and I still have 4 more chapters is just, it's daunting. To the point, it's like, I don't think I'm going to play it today. We'll play it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes. I think I'll play it tomorrow.
It's kind of a bad place to be when you're playing a game. And it's like, I'll do that later. It's like, you shouldn't feel like that. You should want to play it immediately.
That's how I felt for like the first like 10 chapters and stuff. And then it's just like each chapter, each time we've gone to a new chapter, it's like the maps for wherever our base camp is, it's like it keeps getting bigger and bigger for how much more side missions I need to do. And I'm like, this is getting tough. This is getting tough.
I know Elden Ring probably doesn't have as much as that, but it's I keep taking these breaks. It's just so fucking hard, and there's so much to it. And it was like with Red Dead 2, just playing through that for the first time. It's like, amazing game, but when is this fucking story gonna end? Because it just kept going and going. But
which that I was
again,
fine
this
with.
sounds like it's worse than Red Dead 2.
Oh yeah, it's 100 times worse. Because it's like not like these side missions give like a lot of substance. It's just like, you just have to do it. Just get in there and just go beat some people up. Like it's like, come on now. At least when I pop into a new chapter, I got a paralog mission. It's like, oh cool, at least I can learn some more backstory on some characters. But it's like all these side missions, there's no dialogue to it. You just hop in. And it's like, all right, let's go beat all these people up. It's like, oh, come on, guys.
Damn.
So anyway, I'll stop rambling on that. Let's hit the weekly wrap up and get out of here because I'm hungry. We need food. All right, so first up, we did have a new Switch announced, which was really funny because I was tracking this whole situation of everyone ramp it up like, oh my God, it's another Switch Pro. Yeah, it's like, it's going to happen. It's like, no, it's not going to happen. It was special edition for Splatoon 3, OLED edition. It looks like they just like jizzed on the front of the dock, so that's cool. Yeah. I'm still pumped for Splatoon 3. I'm going to pick it up for sure. But
you might as well get this bundle.
I'm not buying. Well, first off, the bundle doesn't even come with the game, first off. Wait, it's $360, does not come with the game.
What?
Yep, so... Yeah, special edition. I will say the console looks actually really cool because of how they did the Joy-Cons is in a gradient look. Instead of a solid just color, it's like, you know, like it lights up, which is pretty dope. Yeah. And plus, like, you know, the kind of engravings they have on it. It does look cool, but no chance I'm getting it. Still talking about Nintendo here. Pokemon Puzzle League is confirmed to be the next Nintendo 64 game coming to NSO on July 15th. There was a game that really went viral this past week, Hypercharge Unboxed. What did you guys have a chance to see this?
Yeah, why is this getting popular out of nowhere?
People are just getting very excited for it. So essentially, it's like imagine like imagine Toy Story, but it's an FPS game essentially. Like you're in a toy store playing as a bunch of toys.
Imagine
I saw something.
Imagine like the old like N64 games where you played as like the toy soldiers.
Yeah.
But you're in like you're like in the toy store.
Yeah.
And like the little like
cool.
the planes and shit are flying around.
It looks really dope, honestly.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It looks honestly really cool. So I just wanted to shout that out for sure. We did get a new game announcement from Robocop, Rogue City. This is the first time it's had a console Robocop game since I think 2003 is what I read. It's an FPS game. It actually looked pretty cool from some of the gameplay they showed because it's like a mix of like when the gameplay kind of started, it showed him kind of like walking the streets and stuff. So it maybe gets a little bit of a vibe that it could be a little bit open world-esque. I'm not going to say fully open world, but I don't know. It actually looks kind of cool. I'm going to keep an eye on this. And then I also wanted to shout this out because of how much this game meant to me at one point in my life. But as it already has been, it's been dead for years. Now it's like dead. Like it's now beyond the point of dead confirmed. But Rip Hots, Heroes of the Storm, is beyond the point of dead now, being confirmed by Blizzard that no more updates are coming. I mean,
I thought that already happened.
It pretty much did. I mean, the last update was like a year ago, maybe. I don't remember who the last character came out with. I think it might have been an original character again. But like it had like events have been pretty much like lackluster. There's like 2 people on this development team. That's it. Damn. And you know, since HGC went to shit in 2018, whatever, and they pulled development and pulled the devs off the game. That's when the devs started to have more fun and just started doing like dumb shit. Like that's how Deathwing got into the game because it's like whatever. There's no competitive scene. Let's have fun with it and just start doing some dumb shit. But now Blizzard has actually come out and just flat out confirmed that there's pretty much no updates anymore besides bug fixes. That's it. Mm-hmm. So just give it a couple more years and the game will be sunset. Disappointing. I loved this game. I thought this game was awesome for a MOBA personally. Yeah. And then the last piece of news we have here is E3 will return to LA next year. It's projected second week of June. And for the event itself, ReedPop is going to be handling the event going forward, which ReedPop handles events like PAX, EGX, Star Wars Celebration, and New York Comic Con. So, I mean, this is actually a pretty big name that's getting behind E3 right now to run the event itself. So it kind of gives some hope that, E3 can maybe kind of work its way back up to its former glory, just depending on what they kind of come up with. And in true natural fashion, anytime E3 is mentioned on Twitter, Jeff makes sure to jump on the ball a few minutes after and immediately tweets out, hey, just a friendly reminder, we already announced Summer Game Fest is also coming next summer. So next summer is going to be a massive, like, E3 versus Summer Game Fest, especially since Summer Game Fest is going to be an in-person event for the first time ever. So next year is going to be a big juggernaut battle. It's almost going to give you vibes of like a WCW WWF sort of situation. It's gonna be like a battle next summer, and I'm here for it. Let's go.
Yeah, the only thing with this is, I mean, they're getting new people to handle E3, but the people that were running E3, that's not what's made E3 disappointing.
Well, that's true. See, the 2021 E3 was very mid, right? 2020 was flat out canceled. But hey, I think we can all agree 2019, when we had that E3, the last in-person one, that E3 was awesome. That had a lot of good shit.
Yeah, but again, that almost has nothing to do with the people that are running it.
Yeah, I mean, so that's true.
The fact that they're getting like some people that are really experienced make these really high quality events, I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
But it's like that'll help them out some. But I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to E3, if they ain't got the game announcements, it's not going to be the best show ever.
Right. Yeah.
And especially since they will be going, since Jeff is just like fully going head to head with them now, it'll be interesting to see where the developers go.
Let's be honest, guys.
Kind of thinking Summer Games Fest is going to win because it's their big debut for in person.
It is their big debut. Yeah,
so
that
they
is
got to
true.
go all out and fucking beat E3.
Well, as we've always said, Jeff has got his connections. Let's never forget that.
Because here's the other thing to remember. It's like that last E3 was a good one.
Yep.
Or that last like
In-person
2019.
one,
It's like that was a good one. But you also got to remember all of these big games that were announced or that we saw like before they were actually released in that, where were they announced first? Summer Games Fest. It's like, because I mean, you've been all over Elden Ring this episode,
And
Summer Games Fest got it first.
Yeah. Summer
So
Game
that's,
Fest.
that's the thing. It's like, because Jeff has been really good about getting these like exclusive first reveals, like world premieres and that. And then it's like, then E3 was just the follow up of like, here's more information on it.
Yeah.
At this point, it's just, can Jeff secure more than just the initial announcement and get more of the announcement and something?
I think he could, because you guys have to keep in mind, like, not only do you got like Elden Ring, Mass Effect was at the Game Awards, Dragon Age 4 was at the Game Awards or Summer Game Fest. The dude had the fucking Series X reveal at the game.
Yeah.
Like, that's massive.
It's like he's shown he can get all of these reveals. It's like now he's got to negotiate for more than just, he needs the reveal followed by like the trailer, or followed by at least a shorter version of a trailer that's going to get showed off at the main conference, wherever that ends up being held at.
I mean, it just seems like E3 was always the one that everyone knew about, and Summer Games Fest was like an afterthought to people.
Yeah, it was. Just because,
Like,
I mean,
is it
Summer Game
just-
Fest is still new. It's only
I mean,
like,
if they
5
have
years
all these,
old?
like, if they have all these, first releases and world premieres and stuff on Summer Games Fest, is it like a marketing thing to where E3 just has more exposure, and so people know more about that than Summer Games Fest?
It's kind
of been that, but
because Summer Game Fest is pretty much kickoff day, and that's kind of, there's more days, yes, but kickoff day is the main day.
Yeah.
E3 has that multiple days where it's like, this day Xbox is on, this day Nintendo's on, this day Square's on. So that is the one plus to E3 is when everyone's on.
Yeah. And it's like in the past couple of years is when Summer Game Fest has become more notable, because he's been able to secure these world premieres. And then like he also does the Game Awards later, and he's also gotten a ton of reveals there.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the bigger
E3
show.
got really lackluster the past
'cause
couple
it's
years,
like
but with COVID and not being able to do shit in person.
Yeah, because like the Game Awards has always been like his big show. Like that's where he
creme de
spends
la
a
creme.
lot of, it's like that's where he spends a lot of his time.
Yep.
But now he's kind of transitioning. He's like, well, I get a lot for the Game Awards. Everybody loves the Game Awards. Now we're gonna push Summer Games Fest a little bit further, a little bit bigger. It's like, and now it's like, it seems like he's gotten his confidence now with it, because now especially now with him going head to head with E3, he's like, he's sitting there probably thinking, I think I can take these bitches out.
Yeah. Jeff's stepping up to the plate. He's ready. No, I'm pumped for it. Next summer's going to be awesome for us as just spectators. I'm here for it.
I mean, when there's competition, it's just good for, us.
Yeah, I'm ready for it, dude. I'm pumped. Especially since like that's like our prime time to do our show. 'Cause like this year we did like an episode for every big thing that happened.
Oh, yeah.
We did like the Summer Game Fest kickoff. We did Xbox Bethesda showcase, and there was another one that we did. I don't remember what though. Well, we just had a regular episode, is what it was.
But yeah, we just kind of recapped some of the shows that were a little lackluster. They didn't really have much information.
Yeah, so I'm pumped for next year. Next summer's gonna be awesome. I'm ready for this battle. It's gonna be legit. Last thoughts on anything, boys, that we chat about here today? One thing I do want to shout out before I continue to forget it is keep an eye out for August, because next month we should get an update of some. I'm assuming should get an update of some capacity on Black Myth Wukong, because for 2 years in a row, both the updates that we've gotten was both in August. The initial 13-minute reveal gameplay, the update from last year. So we're coming up. We should keep an eye out for August. Should get some Black Myth Wukong update, which I'm so pumped for that game.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
It looks so good.
They might release a game eventually.
Eventually, yes. They're still slated for 2023. We'll see. I guess we'll wait for August and see if something comes out for Black Myth. It's usually like the second week of the month. I went back and looked at the 2 previous trailers they've put out. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, any last thoughts on anything that we chat about? Or am I good to hit the music?
Nothing.
I think we're good.
All right.
No.
All right, last thoughts, boys. Start with you, John.
All right. If you made it to the end, thank you very much. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the website. Join the Discord down below if you want to. And hopefully next week you'll come back and see us again.
Jarod, your first time giving last thoughts as a host. Last thoughts. Knock it out of the park. You got this.
Yeah, no pressure. Yeah, pretty much all as John said. Thanks for watching, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Oh, that's acceptable. We'll take that.
Okay.
I actually, when we started the last thoughts, I had a little bit of a brain froze. Oh, yeah, Zach's not here. Zach's normally first.
Yeah, that's why
John
I was
take
sitting
over.
there. I was like, I got to try to do his thing.
Yeah. Now, do everything they said and more. Definitely give us a like on the video if you made it all to the end. We'd appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Join the website for sure. You can join for free or join for $5 a month. Support us further. Get access to early episodes and more. And then, of course, buy some Rogue Energy. If you drink energy drinks and you're looking for a healthier alternative, check out some Rogue. You can support us with our referral link down in the description below. Use promo code SparkE3 to get 10% off. And join the Discord, especially if you are a football fan by chance, because the Terrible Football Show will be coming back to weekly shows beginning of August 2nd. Yep. We'll be starting live shows, and we'll be taking callers with the Discord. So join the Discord if you want to chat with us, if you're a football fan of any capacity, and have a good time there. With all that said, I think that's it. SparkE3shop.com. Buy some merch. Until next time, guys. See you. Bye.
See ya.
Nope, wrong one. Now I got it.